All right, I want to show you guys a quick how-to on the assignment that is posting today. It's the checks and balances. We're going to go out and find actual examples of these checks and balances. So we talked about yesterday what they are, and the idea that legislative check on executive. What is the list of those actual checks? Well, today we're going to go out and find actual historical examples of this. So obviously, when you click on the form here, what's going to come up is this sheet right here. And so I've done the first one for you, but I want to show you how I went about going and finishing that. So the type of check that I'm looking for. So first off, legislative check on judicial. That is what this category is. So I went back to this sheet, okay, and I found that a legislative check on judicial could be what here? So we go legislative to judicial. The Senate confirms the president's nominations. Congress can impeach judges and remove from office. I chose to do impeachment. So I put in here, what type of check is it? It's an impeachment of a federal judge. And what am I going to look up? Okay, federal judge impeached. As I look this up, there's going to be different things that come across. I want to find an actual example of when this happened to an individual. I click on this website here, impeachments of federal judges. All right. And what's going to come up is a list for this one. It's going to come up with a list of actual impeachments and why they were impeached. I'm not just going to write John Pickering was impeached. I'm going to put why he was impeached. Okay. So when I go back to this form, what am I putting in here? He was impeached by the U.S. House of Representatives, March 2nd, 1803, on charges of mental instability and intoxication on the bench. He was convicted by the Senate and removed from office on March 12th, 1804. Okay, so that's actually what happened. Okay, he was charged for mental instability and intoxication on the bench, which meaning basically that he's probably making some bad decisions, doing some different things, and he was probably drunk while acting as a judge. All right. So now here's the part that usually becomes the trickiest with this assignment. How did this show a balance of power? There is no internet search for this. This is you coming up with this idea. So it's legislative checking judicial. So what I wrote was this. This showed a balance of power by showing federal judges they still have to answer to the law themselves and gave the legislative branch the power to hold them accountable. So it shows that judges have to answer to the law. They can't just do whatever they want. That would be, give them a lot of power. And it gives the check there a balance. How does this balance it? Because it gave this power to the legislative branch to actually hold them accountable. So hopefully that makes sense in terms of how this shows there's a balance of power within government. The same could be said if they were checking, if they were impeaching a president, right? So if you did your next one as an example of a presidential impeachment and tell me what happens, you could somewhat use a similar answer, right? It shows that the president has to answer to the law themselves and still has to abide by the Constitution, those types of things, and gave the legislative branch that same power. So that's kind of where we're going with this. If you have any further questions, make sure you contact me. But hopefully this little direction video helped you out quite a bit.